Hello, everybody. So, today I want to talk about what to me feels like the most pointless Kamen Rider toy to ever come out. Yet, at the same aspect, I don't think so. So, I'm going to explain exactly what this is and then get into my thoughts on it. This is the Daybreak Gotchar driver, a repaint and not even a remold, just a repaint of the Gotchar driver from Kamen Rider Gotchard. And this is meant to look like the belt that was specifically used by Kamen Rider Daybreak Gotchard, who is a future alternate version of the main character. And just to refrain from saying Gotchard so much, I'm gonna call this belt and the associate rider just Daybreak, and then Gotchard, well, just Gotchard. So anyways, Daybreak appeared around the mid-20s of the show, and he had a version of the main Gotchard driver, but in red, and that got called the Daybreak version of the belt. As you can see here, yeah, it does that, and you get the exclusive card, and you get two exclusive cards here, those being Hopper 1 and Steamliner Shining, I think is their official name, and they're used to unlock Shining Daybreak, who was the movie exclusive form for Daybreak. So, yeah. Now, what's interesting to me is that there's also two mystery cards. So those maybe could be something that's like either important to the film, don't have some sort of existing release, or maybe something Kamen Rider Gav related. I don't really know. Ignore the slides breaking there, and as you can see here, previous attachments will still work. And to pair with this, you get the Gotchard binder, which includes, my slides are breaking, you get the Gotchard binder, which will include all 101 Kemis in matching Daybreak form. The only cards you will be missing will be, let me run through the list, Mach Wheel, Crosshopper, 10-liner, the two Nijion cards, and the Legend Kemi cards. But that's really it. So that's the basic rundown of this. But why do I say this is pointless? Well, because it doesn't change any sounds. In the past, when we've had repaints of drivers, they typically do change the sounds at least a little bit. And if they don't change the sounds, they change the molding. More often than not, they do both. Like last year in Kamen Rider Geats, when they did the Vision driver, and then they released a second version of the Vision driver known as the Zilon driver, but it had new sounds and a new mold to it. So I kind of wish they'd done that here, about the same aspect, then we wouldn't be able to attach stuff like the Gotchard Igniter, which Kamen Rider Daybreak Gotchard was using. He first appeared using this, which then I guess inspired the actual Gotchard Igniter that the main Gotchard uses. So yeah, and that's why I say it's so pointless, because it's just the same thing people have had for the past year, but again, and with the card binder, so many people have spent the last year opening booster pack after booster pack after booster pack, just trying to get all of the Kemis. So this feels pointless for the people that have been collecting Gotchard since the start. But for those of you who are jumping in basically at the end of Gotchard, this could be a nice release, and that's where I feel like this is pointless, but also not. This has a market for those who either don't have a Gotchard driver, or just really like these colors and want matching everything. And that's where I fall in. I really like the color scheme, not only of Daybreak Gotchard's suits, but the driver itself. I really like red. I prefer it over orange. In fact, red's one of, if not my favorite colors. So thusly, this inherently speaks to me. So I know I'm being a bit hypocritical when I say most pointless Kamen Rider toy, but at the same aspect, I want to buy it. Plus, it does have really nice shiny chrome on the front of the belt here. You can see these little gold things. Yeah, that's chrome. That's not paint. That is chrome. The only sucky part is knowing Bandai quality control and how chrome ages. It won't hold up the best, but nah, I'm fine with that. So I think I've covered the basis of this. But at the same aspect, I can't stop anybody from buying this, nor will I encourage you to buy this. If you want it, you have to make up your mind if you really want it or not. And if you don't, that's fine. I'm not here to say, oh, you absolutely need this, because for most people, they don't need this. Especially if they already have a Godchild driver. But for me, this will be likely the version I get. I really like red. So, yeah, and what's nice is that at least for the first quarter of Godchild, you'd have everything matching because you have all 101 chemis that match, and then with the X Godchild caliber, you'll have the 10th place cards to use with that. I forgot to mention there is still one more card that won't actually match the Daybreak aesthetic, and that is X Assemble, which is used in the winter crossover movie with Geats to create Kamen Rider Star Godchild. That's the only other card that won't match the Daybreak aesthetic because there is no Daybreak version of that card. Now let me catch my breath here. As I close this off with, well, are you buying this or are you skipping this? Personally, if I had a Godchild driver, I'd say I'm skipping this. But I don't. So I would buy this if it weren't $100 and I had to wait like 4 months to get it. But hey, and who knows, this may go really cheap on the aftermarket a few years later, or it will likely go really expensive like most premium Bandai things seem to do. So yeah, I completely forgot to mention the price before I close out. Let me tell you what you'll be paying for this. Now, I don't know how much this cost on Premium Bandai Japan, because I don't know why I can't seem to access it where I can't seem to access the Japanese version of Premium Bandai where I live, but I do know about Toku Collectibles. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do check out their website very often, and right now you can buy the belt for $100, which is quite steep, but not as steep as the binder, which is $210. Now, granted, yes, you do get a lot of Kimi cards, but $200 is a lot for anything, maybe except a car. $200 is actually cheap for a car, but this is an automobile. This is a bunch of cardboard. So yeah, it's really expensive, but at the same aspect, that's just toy making for you. So yeah, now to properly close this off, let me know what you think in the comments down below, whether or not you're gonna buy this, whether you're skipping this, whether you think it's a cool novelty, but probably you're not gonna buy it, or if you just want to talk about your general opinions on Godchild, that's also welcome. Just don't like spoil things, because that sucks. So yeah, I will see you all next time when either we get more news about Kamen Rider Gav. I know there has been stuff leaking out, or not leaking, but stuff getting officially revealed, like a bunch of toys and that main actor. But I'm gonna wait till probably episode 1 comes out to talk about all that. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, let me know what you think of this down below, or just your general thoughts on the past year of Kamen Rider.